A blessed day to everyone, especially to my BA 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, and 3E students from the Pamantasan ng Luzon ng Pasig taking up distribution management. Today, I will discuss demand management. Demand management classically constitutes the prime engine driving the supply-demand management to plan, execute, and control the design, pricing, promotion, sale, and distribution of the business products and services to meet the goals of the corporate strategy and fulfill the needs of the marketplace. In this effort, the firm's demand management team is responsible for development of the inventory and branding strategies, the marketing plan, the sales plan, and the demand forecast that defines the nature of the marketplace and the objectives of its customer support department within the organizations. Collectively, these plans constitute the business's demand strategy. Today, this conventional view of demand management has been dramatically expanded. Demand management is now not only responsible for customer management, demand shaping, and demand prioritizations, but also for integrating and facilitating the planning and deployment of the business supporting supply resources. Instead of being solely the reserve of marketing and sales, demand management requires participation of multiple disciplines and departments, including production, procurement, logistics, supply chain management, inventory planning, finance, and outside organizations. Demand management requires channel network partners to co-evolve closely, synchronize collaborative strategies, and processes that collectively enhance customer value by increasing velocity of inventory, services information, order management, and fulfillment at a critical moment of truth when the customer encounters a supply node in the value delivery network. A comprehensive definition of demand management is offered by the APICS dictionary and consists of two interrelated meanings. Demand management is the function of recognizing all demands for goods and services to support the marketplace. It involves prioritizing demand when supply is lacking. Proper demand management facilitates the planning and use of resources for profitable business results. On the other hand, demand management in marketing is the process of planning, executing, controlling, and monitoring the design, pricing, promotions, and distribution of products and services to bring about transactions that meet organizational and individual needs. To go further, demand management is a process that weighs both the marketplace demand and a firm's output capabilities. When you speak of output capabilities, this is what you call supply planning. Demand management tries to balance the two. Demand management consists of six activities. The first is planning demand. This activity seeks to determine the products and services desired by the marketplace. It is concerned with estimating how many products and services customers will buy, and at what price, and on what timetable. Demand communicating is the next. This activity consists of three critical activities. The first is communicating the approved demand plan to the other functional business areas so that they can begin their planning processes. Number two is providing detailed information as to the effectiveness and performance to date toward realizations of demand plan objectives. And number three, alerting the sales, marketing, and supply organizations to gaps in their plan to actual performance. The next will be demand sensing. This activity seeks to uncover and prioritize demand as close as possible to the moment that it happened in the supply chain by deflating the time it takes to receive marked data information. Supply chain members can respond quicker to shifts in marketplace demand. And the next will be demand shaping. This activity consists of steps performed by product and brand management, marketing, sales, and operations to persuade or germinate a need that convince customers to purchase organizations' products and services. And the next will be demand translation. This activity consists in translating actual and forecasted demand into information that can be used in supply planning. Effective demand translating means that sales components such as product family, identities, units of measure, revenues, and volume and mixed quantities can be easily passed to supply side production and distribution planning databases in a meaningful way. And the next will be demand orchestration. This activity focuses on the development of demand plans that ensure that the expected trade-offs between demand opportunity and demand rates are optimized. Success is revealed in the level of performance of actual to expected demand and actual to expected operation costs. The second component of demand management is supply planning. The goal of the supply plan is to provide comprehensive statement of how the firm's resources capabilities meet the requirements of the demand plan. This statement consists operation estimates of the available capacity, quality, cost, flexibility, and responsiveness. The output from the supply plan represents its commitment to the demand plan that covers costs, inventory, and customer service. The supply plan consists of the following subplans. Production plan is the first. The production plan defines the overall level of manufacturing output planned to be produced, usually stated as a monthly rate for its product family. The production plan serves three basic functions. First is the authorized statement of product family inventory volumes that will be produced. Number two, it provides a medium for the calculations of the cost to produce the inventories required by the supply plan. And number three, it provides detailed production load information that can be used to determine the capacity requirements expected of the firm's production resources. The next on the sub-plan is resources, requirements planning. Resources, requirements planning, or RRP. The RRP validates those operations that has sufficient productive resources on an aggregate level to meet the requirements of the supply plan. RRP enables operations team to identify resource gap, what resources need to be acquired, and which acquisitions require top management approval. And the next is inventory plan. The inventory plan establishes an ending inventory target at the end of a future periods or group of periods. Once the inventory targets are determined, the supply planning team needs to compare the end of a period balances with the target inventory min-max values. The planning team looks over the planning horizon for any instances in which the inventory plan violates the targets. And the next will be distribution planning. The distribution plan determines the logistics resources required to execute the aggregate channel inventory and shipment plans. The output of the distribution planning process consists of the aggregate channel inventories, shipments, warehousing, and transportation capacities necessary to support supply plans. And the next is performance measurements. Performance metrics enable the supply team to measure the ongoing performance of operations resources. Measurements enable the operations of the team to pinpoint where processes are in control and where deficiencies have caused production output to vary from the plan. A critical requirement of the planning process is keeping marketing demands and supply resources in constant balance to the extent that demand and supply plans are not synchronized. Production output will not match the requirement of the demand forecast. Inventory balances in the supply chain will exceed their budgeted costs, and marketplace demands will be out of balance with what is actually in channel inventories. The solution to this negative dynamic is sales and operations planning, or SNOP. SNOP, or Sales and Operations Planning, is a collaborative management process in which department managers mandatorily mandatorily meet regularly to discuss their ongoing plans, review progress to plan, note differences and the effect on each other's goals, make decisions and resolve conflicts, and come to consensus on how the plan should be integrated and the direction the business is to take until the next review period. The culmination of the SNOP process is the monthly SNOP meetings. Before the meeting begins, however, several factors must be in place. First, the SNOP executive, demand, and supply team must be formed with critical roles defined. Number two, SOP aggregate product, family, and resources defined. Number three, the demand and supply plans created. Number four, the necessary historical demand and supply data made available. And five, report grids, and graphs finalized. Once these components are in place, the SOP meeting can begin with the monthly SNOP planning process. And this planning process consists of different steps. Step 1, data gathering. At month end, the organizations completes, validates, and updates all the data files necessary to generate a new SNOP. Those files consist of the total sales or backlog, a statement of aggregate productions for the past period, and end of period inventory or balance or backlog by product family. And step 2 is demand planning. The SNOP demand planning team reviews the past period results and existing forecasts. Based on the results, the team may decide to generate a new forecast and make further alterations to the new forecast as necessary. The output of the process is the authorized demand plan. And the next step is supply planning. Based on the past period production results and the new demand plan, the SNOP supply planning team may alter the existing production plan and review the impact on the inventory and backlog plan. The output of the process is the authorized supply plan. And number 4, pre-executive SNOP meeting. The SNOP demand and supply teams assemble to review preliminary SNOP product family grids, make adjustments to the SNOP plan as necessary. They make decisions regarding conflicts and set the agenda for the final step, the executives SNOP meeting. And number 5, executive SNOP meeting usually lasting for 2 hours and composed of firms, senior executives, and assisted by select members of the demand and supply teams. The executive team may accept the decisions forwarded from the pre-SNOP meeting or they may ask for planned revisions. The output of this meeting is then driven into the tactical plans of each business functional department. The entire process usually takes between 2 to 3 weeks to complete and is used to determine next period's operational plan. The benefits. The benefits of SNOP are the establishment of operational plans consistent with the business plan, ability to continually update the production, financial, and sales plan, providing for cross-functional planning, establishment of regular meetings with senior executives to resolve demand versus supply trade-offs, ability to check availability of resources to validate the production plan, and increase teamwork and collaborative skills for the entire organization. In doing the demand management and SNOP, it enables executive to make better informed decisions through a dynamic connections of plans and strategies across the business. It empowers leadership to focus on key supply chain drivers, including sales, marketing, demand management, production, inventory management, and new product introduction, thus leading to business profitability. Once again, thank you very much for joining me today. Hope that you have learned something. See you next time and bye bye.